quality of life I used to have. Um, Somebody said I look like I'm feeling good. Let me put these on so you can't see how I look. How
Y'all
about
couldn't
that?
hear me before, but I
Seriously.
apologize.
We live in a system that does not care about us. They honestly do not care about us. Over and over and over and over again tonight, I heard teacher after teacher after teacher after teacher talk about how their life has been put on the line when it didn't have to be. So many people's lives have been thrown away in COVID 19 that did not have to be. And not only were their lives thrown away, we're dealing with people who justify. And it's important that you dissect the word justify the way that I do. Justify doesn't mean that there's justice around it. It means that they make an excuse and try to explain away, and they feel like it's justifiable to throw these lives away. 220,000 people. We had 80,000 people be infected with COVID 19 in one day. We have people who casually dismiss 220,000 people dying because it's only like what 0.7%, whatever the math is, whatever percentage it is of the population. People dismiss 220,000 lives because, and again, I know normally I warm up to this kind of point. I normally start with some normal politics or some Donald Trump, and you know what I mean. I make sure we have fun, and I make sure that we kind of lubricate the situation before I just hit you with the hardcore stuff. But the truth of the matter is that these people don't care about you, and when we're dealing with a system that doesn't care about you, that means that we have to care about ourselves. We're dealing with a system that is more interested in opening and forcing people back into school systems so that they can have a sense of normalcy no matter how many teachers it kills, no matter how many janitors it kills, no matter how many administrators it kills, because to them, oh, it's only 0.1% of the population. Never mind, 0.1% of the population is like 300,000 people. You get on that. Who wants to be in that 300,000 people? I don't. You don't. The person who's making that cold calculation, they don't. But they don't expect that they will be because what are they going to do? They're going to protect themselves while they put your life at risk. And again, I'm sorry we didn't warm up to this, but I don't have a whole lot of time. I just got to call it. We're dealing with a system that will see you die for the sake of normalcy. They will see you die for the sake of and listen, I don't want you to misunderstand me. Like we partied for 3 hours straight. As a matter of fact, we partied for about 4 hours straight. We had a good ass time. But then we paused. And I wanted to stop talking and I wanted to listen to the people who support me. And the number one concern of the people who support me is the fact that their lives are at risk every single day.
Yeah, I love reminding people that it's not the role of the media to endorse candidates. Are you looking for analysis of the 2020 election based on actual facts and policies? Well, take a look at this. Our team of editors prepared this special.
If I look like death warmed over, it's because I'm sleepy as hell and I haven't slept in about 2 days. But that's immaterial because you all afford me
Sorry
the
about the commotion,
opportunity to do
guys.
this from home, to pay my bills, to thrive from home. But the people who support me, they are risking their lives. And we're risking our lives in a system full of politicians and leaders who simply do not care about the fact that while there are solutions that could preserve the maximum amount of lives, There was a report that said that there's between 175,000 and 210,000 people who did not have to die. There is between 170,000 and 210,000 people who did not have to die from COVID-19. That's a study that came out today. My numbers might be off by 10,000, but still, we're talking about the vast majority of people did not have to die. And yet you're still dealing with a system that is so cavalier with your life that here we are at 220,000 people who died. I'm not talking about Donald Trump tonight. I'm not talking about the conservative movement. They are culprits. I'm talking about this whole ass system. I'm talking about the entire system that will see us die.
Sorry, I had to stop for a second, but I don't know if y'all heard me from the beginning. I just had to turn my sound on in order for y'all to hear me. I hope y'all saw what I read about Nancy Pelosi wants to seek re-election by begging for votes, and Orange Man is doing the same. He wants people to vote for him instead of the other, like Joe Biden. And I also, in case y'all didn't hear me, I also said we should congratulate ourselves. 50 plus million of us should congratulate ourselves for doing early voting, even though early voting has started yesterday right here in New York. Some other states are different when they start their early voting. Some started earlier than us. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get back to the clip so y'all can hear what Mr. Benjamin Dixon had to say. He's not a bad reporter. I'm just letting y'all know. He's a full-on truth teller.
At the end of the day, if we don't have anything else, we have the right to preserve our lives. You can come back from bankruptcy, but you can't come back from death. There's a reverend who's a part of our patron family. She runs with us. She moves with us every morning. We move in .life. We try to move our bodies to stay healthy. Reverend Donna Pulo. She tried to tell me how to pronounce her name. I still messed it up. I'm sorry, Reverend. I'm sorry. And she was like, Ben, I want to tell you as a reverend, as a Christian reverend, I see that you actively try to watch your language, but I need you to feel righteous in the fact that if you ever need to say fuck something, say it. I hear you, brother. So let me say this. Fuck this system that will sit by and see you die for the sake of their sense of normalcy. Fuck this system that will make you feel so compelled to pay your bills that you sacrifice your life to pay some goddamn bills. Fuck it. Any system that will have you sacrifice, you can recover from bankruptcy, you can't come back from death. You can come back from poverty, you can't come back from death. You could come back from an eviction, you cannot come back from death. And we're dealing with a system that has us so constrained to their vicious cycle of exploiting us for our labor that they are more than happy to see you die than to allow us time to recover from this plague. They would rather see you die than to lose a quarterly profit margin. And I don't know if this means anything to anybody. I don't know if this is actionable. I don't know if what I'm saying is going to make a difference to anybody. But if there's one person who's hearing my voice, who can hear me when I say fuck your bills, you can come back from poverty. You cannot come back from death. They will see you die before they will let you get away with not paying a bill. And that shit is so twisted and evil and sadistic and downright malevolent.
You hear that, guys?
Give me 45 seconds and I'll show you how buying businesses is the best way for you to build your wealth and live a life of freedom. It's much better.
You hear that, guys? From what he's saying, it's true. I'm not saying he's lying on everything. Everything he said is true. It's 100% correct. This broken system rather see us die. And I totally agree with him, 100%. I'm not taking his word, but I totally agree with him. You know what I mean?
It's easy. Let me say something. Let me say a second thing. It's easy for me to say this because I make my money doing this. I'll produce some videos. I've got patrons. I'll make a video go viral. I'm not only am I'm going to be honest with you. Not only am I surviving, but I'm thriving. Okay. So you could dismiss everything that I say. I'm going to be 100% with you. I'm going to make a lot of money next month. Okay. I'm gonna make a lot of money for the first time in my life. That's why I can be honest with you. So if you need to dismiss what I say because you don't think I have the perspective, that's totally fine. But let me tell you something. I have been dirt ass poor. I have had my bills, lights cut off. I have been in a situation where I had to talk to my wife back in February about moving in with her parents because we didn't have shit. And I tell you one goddamn thing, one thing I would do is not have anything and still have my life so that I can raise my kids. I will let every bill collector come after me. I will let every car get repossessed. I will get evicted. I will let everything go before I give this system my life. I will let everything go before I give my life to this system. Because I've been there before, okay? I've been there before. And I'm not giving this system my life to pay their goddamn bills. So I don't know if this helps anybody, but if I can help one person, let me tell you, fuck Sallie Mae, fuck your credit score, fuck your rent, let your car get repossessed. You can come back from bankruptcy. You cannot come back from death. Which brings me to this second part. At some point, in some fashion, in some way, those of us who've got some common damn sense We got to come out from among these sociopaths. These sociopaths will stand by and watch every single one of us die so that they can make a quarterly profit margin. I don't know how we do it. I don't have the solution to this. I am not sitting here and pretending that I have got an answer. But I do know one thing. We have the right to not kill ourselves and sacrifice our lives on the altar of capitalism. We have that moral right. And the best I can tell is that we'll never be able to get rid of these greedy bastards. We will never be able to get rid of people who are in it for themselves and nobody else. Okay. And to that extent that we cannot get rid of greed, they can't get rid of us who reject greed. Those of us who say, I am not going to sacrifice my life for your quarterly profit margins. And in some way, it's somehow, at some point, whether it's in my lifetime or our children's lifetime, we have got to organize ourselves so to the point where we can say, we are not participating in this sociopathic system. You can have your greed over there, but for as me and my house, we are coming out from among you. And we are not going to sacrifice our lives and our entire existence to meet your quarterly profit margin. I don't know how we do it. I'm not going to pretend like I got that solution. But what I will say is that we have the right. We have the right to survive.
Now you hear that?
Espera, hablas inglés. Can you understand what I'm saying? And if you can you answer me? Si has estudiado inglés antes, pero todavía no lo puedes hablar bien, ¿por qué?
Now you hear what brother Benjamin Dixon was saying? Everything he said is true. Everything he said is true. Everything he said is true about the system, about how our system works. For to help the rich instead of helping us as the public. You know what I mean? And that's his way of saying when Amy phony Barrett gets voted to be on that U.S. Supreme Court bench, that's what's going to happen. They will take away our Constitution that we built. Actually, our forefathers built. You know what I mean?
We have the right to live. We do not have to sacrifice our lives to make them money. COVID-19, if it has not taught us anything else, it has taught us that they will see us die on behalf of their money. And what I'm saying is that if that means that we have to say, you know what, keep this system, and we'll just come out from among you. And you can be over there and you can be so obsessed with going to Hooters and going to restaurants and going to pretend like things are normal. And yesterday we had 80,000 people get infected with COVID-19. If that's how you want to live, then fine. But as for the rest of us, we're going to come out from among you. And we're going to sit here. And as much as we would love for you to live, as much as we would love for everything to be copacetic and we solve this problem, there's going to always be a group of people amongst us, no matter what we do. There will always be people who will sit by and destroy themselves because it's more important to them to have a sense of normalcy than it is to even preserve their own lives. We can't change that. If COVID-19 has told us anything, is that we can't change the minds of people who are so sociopathic that they want to go to a goddamn football game in the middle of a fucking play. Okay? Fine. We can't save them, but we can save ourselves.
In the words of KRS-One from the song Sound of Police, after 400 years, we've got no choices. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I don't got no choices after 400 years. Hey, Cassie. Hey, Antoine. Now, I'm going to get back to the clip, but I'm not gonna, it's not going to take long. You got that right, Antoine.
And the only thing I can give you right now, I don't have the mutual aid organizations yet that can help a million people. I don't. We don't. One thing I can tell you is if you're trying to choose between coming back from poverty, coming back from homelessness, coming back from bankruptcy in your life, the only thing I can tell you is that you can come back from being bankrupt. But you cannot come back from debt. And we are dealing with a system, political leaders, economic leaders, companies and corporations that would just as soon see you die than to see you live and they miss their quarterly profit margin. I wish I had more to tell you. I wish I had more. I wish I could tell you that we have an organization that you can join where we can take care of each other. We don't have that. All I have right now is to tell you that you have every right to say fuck my car number. I have been ordained by a reverend. I'm using her permission. This is the only way I need you to get this. I try to use clean language on this show. But fuck your car. Fuck your rate. Let them come at your. If sleeping in your car means that you live and not have to go into a twisted, sick environment where people are spreading COVID-19 recklessly, you can come back from homelessness. You cannot come back from that. I wish if I had an organization that could make sure that you never missed your rent, I think everybody who knows me know that I would. I don't have that. So you can feel free to dismiss what I'm saying as lofty, as idealistic, as foolish, as naive. Fine. That's fine.
Okay, now you see that. We got to make change. Hopefully with Joe Biden. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. The only way we gotta make change, we gotta push Joe Biden to the left, the far left. Not just Joe Biden, we gotta push Kamala Harris to the far left. You know what I mean? We gotta push both of them to the far left. We gotta make sure both of them listen to us. You know what I mean? Because to be honest, I don't like how Joe Biden was back in the day by wanting mass incarceration for us black folks. You know what I mean? I still can't get that out of my head. as long as Donald Trump remains in office, we continue to be in trouble. Actually, we've been in trouble before Trump got into office. We've been this way. Joe Biden made his right-wing ideas since the 1970s. While us bottom 50% was doing good from 1970 to 1995. After 1995, our wealth went down while the top 1% wealth went up under Bill Clinton. Under Bill Clinton, wealth went up. The reason why Bill Clinton did that because his wife, Hillary, was a goddamn Republican in the late 60s. Even Kwame, and you know who Kwame Ture is? The late Stokely Carmichael. That's who Kwame Ture is. Excuse me. Like I said, that's who Kwame Ture really is. The late Stokely Carmichael. At least he was smart enough to call out capitalism. And the clip I just showed you, Benjamin Dixon, that's what he's basically saying. So I just hope GOP decide not to cheat. But if Amy Coney Barry's on that bench, you're right, Antoine, we're going to be in trouble. I mean, we've been in trouble ever since Joe Biden put Clarence Thomas on the bench since 1991. And it's about to be 30 years that he's been on the bench. And now, with Amy Coney Barry being at 2020, she's going to be on that goddamn bench for 40 fucking years, 40 or 50 years. Excuse my language, but come on. You know what I mean? So let me end this. If I don't hear from y'all, y'all have a good night. You know what I mean?